Okay, now, dear friends, hello, wherever you are. Can you hear and see me well? Hello, Alexei. Hello, Igor. Good evening, everyone. I would ask our moderators to activate the chat so that everybody could share their feedback with us. Iskander is giving us a plus sign right away. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I love reading your feedback. Okay, they say that they can hear us well. How are you doing today? Is there anybody who is in very bad mood now? Whoever is in a bad mood, please bear with us for a couple of more days. People are saying that in a couple of more days, things are going to turn for the better. That's what makes you sick. Okay, it can be emotionally quite shocking. Some people are writing that they are selling Dex notes like crazy. Some people have heard about moon eclipse. So we have interpretation. Yes, Nikolai is interpreting for us today. Republic of Tiva, town Kizil. On December 15th, guys, I want to see leaders from Tiva. I've heard a lot of stories about your sales results. You deserve my respect. People from Donbass is saying hello. Thank you, guys. Dubai is here. Alex is here. Igor is here. USB is here. Nodes are here. Dex nodes. Everyone is here. Okay, guys. We'll try to do it within an hour and a half. We're going to share the news that we have for you, both about the sales and Huracan tap and many other pieces of news to share with you. Maybe it'll take us 45 minutes to cover the news. And another 30, 45 minutes we'll dedicate it to a small AMA session. Ask me anything session, right? Because it's quite useful to read your questions. So the second half of today's meeting will be dedicated to your questions. Yes, it's going to be fun today, guys. And whenever there is something to share, like news, it's always fun. So we're going to cover the news first, some updates. And at the end, as Alexei promised, we're going to answer your questions. But before we start, I would like to share a small video. And after that, we'll start our presentation. So make yourself comfortable. We're going to watch a video now, and then we'll start. Are you ready for adventure? December 14th through 16th. Time of luxury and emotions. Immerse yourself into the atmosphere of Middle East at the safari. Sailing on a yacht. And the main event. Be part of the global corporation. Dex Cloud. How do you like the video? Tell us. Rate it from 1 to 10. You can show your fire signs as well. Give us 10s, pluses, whatever. This is a teaser video for those people Okay, I can do it differently. This is a trailer video for those people who will come to Dubai, and a teaser video for those people who won't come to Dubai. I guess for those people who won't come, there will be a different kind of video. They will watch and rewatch it again and again. Anyway, those guys who won't be able to come will be able to observe everything online. We're preparing online broadcast. You'll be able to observe everything happening there. But you do realize, I guess, that real emotions, live emotions, are ineffable, indescribable. And those people who won't be able their life won't have the same kind of emotion. People who will be watching us online will be just regretting that they could not find time to go there for a couple of days. A very interesting journey awaits us, and people who watch the venues and locations there. And we had some meetings about the event. We're in full swing preparing for it. Each time when we get together, each time I look at this and I realize that it's going to be one of the biggest events, biggest maybe not in terms of the number of people, but the quality of entertainment, content, and information shared there. You will see the company Dexnet from a totally different side. You will see what the company has done until now, what it has been doing over the past year, just 1 year. So it's going to be a lot of interesting releases there. I cannot reveal the secret. We'll keep those secrets now, but we'll reveal them in December. So whoever will fly to Dubai will hear that live, and they will watch and witness the giveaway and everything else. Okay, guys. I guess we can start the presentation. We can start sharing slides. While you're sharing the slides, I will read out some of the questions. Maximovich is asking a question. Over is not going to Dubai. Can we win the car still? Yes, of course. We'll pass it on to you if you win it. And then you will have to cover the customs duties and transportation costs. At least we can advise you what company to address. You will be walking us throughout desert like Moses. Well, Moses was walking his people for 40 years. We'll be walking you just for 1 day, but it's going to be fun. I promise. You'll surely remember it for the rest of your life. We've had similar events in the past, but it's going to be a totally new level because both the number and the venue totally dedicated for us. It's a different story, especially when there are thousands of people next to you who you don't know, but when the whole location is closed down just for you, for this company, you know that it's off limits to others. Everything is branded, and the photo op zone, everything is there. It's going to be really cool. Now let's start from the beginning. Alexei, over to you now. You start, and I will continue. The first slide is over to you. Yes. Now, about our promotion. The promo started on the 24th of September. It was last Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been a week. We see already the results. Important thing, at the previous promo, we announced that on the 7th day, the tokens will be credited, but there were so many complaints with tech support and many appeals, and people were saying, okay, if I buy my DexNote today and collect it from the office, why should I wait another 7 days? It sounds quite logical. So we did the following. We start crediting from the moment when the user has written to tech support and shared the numbers of the 3 tickets for the mega giveaway. He shared the number of the order number of his DexNote, and as of that day, the promo starts, according to which 100 additional tokens are credited to your account every day. This promo will continue until the end of the 12th block. That is why if you are buying Dexnode today, you can already rely on some calculations and some understanding of how many tokens will be credited to you until the launch of block 13. With the launch of block 13, this promo is going to be suspended. And after that, the tokens are going to be credited considering the overall turnover of the company. Based on the sales of all services, 40% will go into the reserve pool. And from that pool, we're going to distribute these tokens among all our holders. Not the reserve pool, sorry, reward pool. When the fifth block is going to run out, whatever starts first, guys, 30 days expire or all the tokens will be disbursed. Yes, there is one important thing for you to know. Just two things that you must be mindful of to be part of this promo. You need to buy Dex notes and buy 3 tickets. Only then you'll be eligible to participate in this promo. But the promo is very interesting because there is a fixed number of limited number of tokens that you can calculate and see how many you will get. So it's 100 tokens per day, 3,000 tokens per month. So this is exactly the amount you can calculate and see how many tokens you'll be credited in all those months. Another important thing I saw in my channel in chat, there were a lot of people asking questions about staking. The staking, is it available only for 12 months or can it be done for longer or less? I will explain. Staking is available for 12 plus months. Staking for 3 and 6 months is not available under this promo. Moreover, in the next 2 weeks, we'll put in the back burner the staking for 3 months and staking for 6 months. We'll have only staking for 12 months or over. I think as far as this bonus is concerned, everything is clear as far as this promo is concerned. So please use this opportunity while it lasts. It's still available and it can give you a serious boost for the whole community. And with this promo, you can develop globally. Next great piece of news from Dexnet. We have prepared a surprise for you. We're continuing the low price of the tickets for the events for December until November 1st, 2024. So whoever wanted to but didn't have time to buy the low-priced tickets, we can continue this sale promo until November 1st inclusive. Same low prices will be available for December 14th, 15th, and 16th. Please use this opportunity. I guess there will be no more extension of this sale because we have received so many requests and we want to do good for people and we want more people to be able to participate. I remind you that the number of tickets is limited, is finite, and there will be unforgettable event. You will see a lot of things that you won't be able to forget. Large scale, really. If you have something to add, Alexei, to this slide, you can. There is nothing to add. You just must be there because the price is super affordable. The level of event to be organized there. See, guys, I can tell you that in past 20 years, I've attended a huge number of different events, business activities and multi-level marketing events, all sorts of things. And those events organized by Igor and his team is incomparable to anything else. Those people who were at the grand opening of the company, please give us your plus signs or show some feedback, like fire signs, that whether you liked or enjoyed that event. Was it the coolest event in your life or middle road something? Be honest. Please show your emotions after attending that event. For me, that event flew by in 1 hour. We didn't even have time to have dinner. We didn't understand what kind of food was served on our tables because we kept standing on the stage. The time flew by so quickly, and we didn't notice how it happened. I see the feedback from everybody who attended that event that it was something unbelievable. And I see now I'm having a peek at the prep work. To be honest, I'm not part of this prep work. It was done by Igor and his team because he's a real pro in that. Why should I interfere with things which I don't know how to arrange? And Igor is super expert on that. But sometimes I have a peek into what they do, how Igor and his team arrange the golf course, where to put the stage, VIP tables, bodyguards, where to put separate gaming rooms for kids and children. It's so well thought through that I'm looking at it and thinking, what kind of thing is happening before my eyes? How people can create such great things right in front of me. And it would be a pity that not every one of you will be able to witness it in person, because there will be so many surprises there that I have my spine tingling all over when I was just thinking about it. And there are just ideas. Try to imagine to see it live. It's going to be super, super powerful if you're serious about your intent. If you are considering Dexnet as a partner, as a serious business partner for the next year or years or dozens of years, it's not just going to have fun and travel. It's investment in your personal business. It's your time investment. It's your financial investment. Yes, because you need to fly there to Emirates. You have to check into a hotel. But take my word for it, it's worth it. There is such thing as a price, and there is such thing as value. So in case with the annual anniversary of the company, the value is incomparably higher than the price paid. We do it for a single goal, to make sure that as many dedicated business partners of Dexnet would share this joy with us. There will be top-level people, starting from representatives of the royal family and ending with high-level officials of governmental representatives, very high level. There will also be very wealthy business persons, very influential business people. Try to imagine that you will have an opportunity not simply to be a bystander, watch it from outside, but really communicate and network with those people. For you understanding, that members of royal family cannot even be photographed without the express permission. And you will have an opportunity to have dinner together with them, discuss some ideas. Of course, I have to ask you not to hug them right away or shake their hands. You cannot even touch them. They will be there together with us. You will be able to talk to them. You will see there what Dexnet is all about. You will see the prospects of Dexnet. And if you doubt now whether to go there or not, you must go there for sure. Moreover, I can tell you that if you're watching this for the first time or thinking about whether to buy a Dexnote or go to that event, there can be, you have finite amount of money. I would have, in your place, chosen going to that event. You will buy your Dexnote later. Because if you go there, you'll understand the sheer scale of this company. Because if you just buy Dexnote and won't go to the event, you won't understand, won't appreciate the scale. But trust me, if you go to that event, you will surely buy Dexnote and maybe more, and you will understand the prospects of this undertaking. So you simply must be there. I agree. And most importantly, that many people maybe do not fully realize that all of that is done by us, and we are prepared to invest our money into it only for you. We can do an event for 2 or 3 people, celebrate the anniversary for us, but it's all organized for you, our partners. That's who need this celebration, because starting from that anniversary, the business is going to soar into stratosphere, and many of your values and priorities will change, and the people who attended such events, they understand what I'm talking about. It's a small investment, but it will have a huge return for you, because people who own information, they own the world. So it's important to have all the information from the original sources. Okay, now web page is fully operational. Event .dexnet.one. Visited, buy tickets there. You can pay with cryptocurrency. There's crypto processing. You can pay in cards, but temporarily. They're suspended. I hope that this week we'll be able to circumnavigate this issue, because back to the issue whenever banks are concerned, it's not so easy. Again, we start some problems because we have international payments. If those were just local payments from UAE, from United Arab Emirates, but as long as many countries will be channeling their payments, then the banks will have a super focused attention on that. And we are registered here with our bank account here. That's why we try to find a solution for that very soon. We'll provide an option to pay with a regular card. So the event will be organized in December. Everyone is invited. Please participate. And the tickets will remain at the same low price as a small surprise from Dexnet. Next. Mega giveaway, Huracan. I'm looking at this photo, and I imagine what it will look like on the stage. I already imagine where to put this. This car will be mounted on the stage on December 15th. You will see it there, and somebody will collect it or drive away in it. Try to imagine how cool it is, and people will see and understand that it's no joke. Many people, even yesterday, called me and told me that there are people talking about you in Dubai. They're talking about this mega giveaway that is in a dealership now that's going to be given away. Now people start paying attention, and after December 15th, people will understand that it was no joke, that indeed somebody collected this car and drove away in it. What is important about this? We expected to increase the price for the giveaway tickets. Again, we extend the same low price of tickets for mega giveaway. They stay to be $50 until December 1st, 2024. That's for all. That's both for the promotion that was launched. You still have to pay $50 for a ticket. Please use this opportunity. Still, you have 2 months ahead of you to buy the ticket for this mega giveaway. It won't be just one car. There will be 70 other valuable gifts, 10 Dex Notes and 10 MacBooks, 10 iPhones, Apple Watch, iPads, iPods. Aside from Lambo, there will be 70 other valuable gifts. So Lambo can be yours on December 15th, if you're lucky. And to be lucky, you need to participate in this mega giveaway. So this is an additional bonus from Dexnet. You know what is the most interesting thing? People around me don't fully realize what's going on here. Some people think that we haven't really bought that Lamborghini. Instead, we just had a deal with the dealership, and there are guys who come to that dealership, talk to the owners and say that they want to buy this car, and they're told that the car has already been bought. See, they're checking and verifying. People cannot believe that such thing is possible in the world. And most pitiful thing will be when people finally realize that it's for real, that say Maxim Maximovich here will win it and will drive it away to his city. And they will understand that it was for real, and that they could have bought more tickets and be more active as participants. But as people say, you have to be on time. If you're too late, it's too late. So the mega giveaway is still on. No matter how many tickets will be sold, it will be given away. The prizes we have financed the prizes already. They will be bought closer to December. Anyway, there will be the mega giveaway, and somebody will collect this car for sure. Why shouldn't be you, one of you? I repeat, try to imagine a company invests $400,000 to provide an instrument to the community so that we are able to work with this instrument and attract attention of partners and new clients. It's not for us. Again, why do we need to have a mega giveaway of Lambo if we can go and buy it if we want? We do it for the community, and it's an important thing for us. Very few companies can afford such a budget just to provide an instrument for marketing. So we do have an instrument that can attract attention. And then it can work like all other products and services as a leverage to recommend and attract new clients. Now, let's go on. We have one more slide. I think you, Alexei, should comment it. Guys, can you show your feedback? Those guys who have installed, updated DexPoint on your cell phone. What do you think about it? What are your emotions? I see plus signs from Alexander Spoma. I've installed the updated version. Good. We have released the updated DexPoint. And to be perfectly clear, this is the application which was totally developed. How do I put it correctly? Okay, this is a cool application which already allows you to earn tokens, and you can appreciate the quality of application itself, see how well thought through it is. And trust me, the same thing is going to happen to all our services. Throughout the year, we have released quite a number of services, more than 2, as it was originally mentioned at Tokenomics. Our main idea was to get some feedback from the market, what we can improve in this application. I will explain the concept in my head and what is the strategy that I stick to when I release new services and products. Often, business persons play too much with the love to their service, creating it for themselves, saying that that's how I see it, that's what my service should be like. And quite erroneously, many business persons think that the market will fall in love with that as well. But according to our practice, usually it works other way around. Such a business person might stay with his business service alone because the market will not accept it. The better strategy is when we release an MVP, minimal viable product. It's not yet a final version, but its basic functionality is already performed by that. What do we do next? We collect feedback from the market, like what we can improve with that. Yes, there are people, they understand what we're doing. There are people who become victimized. And in my Telegram channel, I get messages of complaints like it's so bad, hire better program developers. Guys, important side note, it's a minimal viable product whose main goal is to collect feedback, including feedback from such complainers. I just ignore such feedback, to be honest, but constructive criticism is welcomed by me. When a person writes to tech support or to my Telegram channel, or maybe to Igor's Telegram channel under the post of some service, like, guys, it would be better to do things 1, 2, 3, or I don't like this 1, 2, 3 things. We take this criticism very constructively, and based on that, we improve. But the criticism, like, I don't like it, okay, it doesn't help us at all. So you have to learn to be more constructive. Based on this constructive criticism, and additionally, we see how the market reacts to it, what is actively used, what is not actively used. We are developing more feasible versions. And this updated DexPoint is not our final version, because all our services in the immediate future are going to be integrated into marketing companies, considering the partnership program, and the rewards for recommendation. So now meet new updated DexPoints. Those of you who haven't updated it, update it. And we're already available on Google Play. You can download it there. If you remember, the first version was not accepted by Google Play. They said that no mining is permissible on cell phones. We try to explain to them that there is no mining there. The only thing we do it is we credit tokens by smart contracts according to the service provided. But they didn't want to listen to us. Still, we won over. We are now on Google Play, and you can download it and use it. The same is true about App Store. App Store allowed the first version, and now it has been updated, and it's much more stable. There were problems with 18th iOS in some cases, but it has been fixed by us, and we are moving forward with that. Okay, now, one question for people to understand what that application was developed in the first place for. Yes, allow me to explain what it was developed for and what is happening to it now. The application DexPoint unites hard drives of on different devices. It's like Dexnet. The only thing is that we cannot use multiple channels. We use only one channel, internet. It doesn't matter through Wi-Fi or GSM. That is why we cannot use, say, cell phone as a full-fledged Dexnet technology, but we can store copies of fragments of encrypted containers, copies of the files from the main cloud of Dexnet, so we can do it on cell phones. Why do we do that? If you remember, Dexnet copies fragments of the files. Each fragment is copied 5 times. We do it first if the Dex node is offline. The owner of that information would lose access to his or her files. They will be able to collect them back together into the container, decrypt them, and see them there. So the Dexnet is following to make sure that the 5 copies of file fragments are always online. If one of the 5 nodes is offline, out of those 4 copies, a new one is created. The 6th, or in this case, 5th, is created. If the 5th Dex node is back online, this data is deleted from it. So we always have available 5 copies of fragment of the same puzzle readily available online, and they are migrating from one Dex node to another. What is happening to DexPoints? All these fragments are placed on cell phones and they're stored there. If all of a sudden, simultaneously, more than 50%, 80, 70% of all DEX nodes in the network will be disconnected, plus one more DEX node. At that moment, this data will be under risk. They won't be able to be downloaded until those DEX nodes are back online. But with DexPoint technology, we create a data bank. We, in other words, copy as a mirror everything that is happening in Dexnet on these cell phones. And when time is right, we can upload it to users to put it back together again. Another thing why we split into 5 copies, to increase the throughput capacity and download speed of one puzzle. If that speed is not sufficient, then we'll be able to download it from DexPoint as well, from the smartphones, considering that smartphones are connected to the charging device and Wi-Fi. And at that time, there might be file migrations there. At this moment, nothing is uploaded to your smartphone. Basically, you get just airdrop of tokens for the work of the Dex node at this moment in time, because the Dex cloud as a technology is still being tested. We have a group of 50 people who are testing it. They find all sorts of bugs that could be improved, and we're working on it. As soon as we chase out all the bugs from Dex Cloud and release it as a fully marketable product, as of then, you'll be able to use that memory cloud, and then your cell phones will start migrating these files. So you can install this application easily. So no big files are going to be downloaded by a cell phone, with the one exception: one will be testing a cloud. Some information garbage like video or something on music can be put there in the container. Some fragments of the file can end up in your cell phone, but only at the moment in time when you're connected to Wi-Fi and a charging device. All the rest time, the system is just checking whether you have enough memory space there. If not, you can have token. If yes, you can have token. If not, you won't be credited a token. So, and DexPoint already can generate tokens for you. And I'm talking about those tokens which are already listed on the market and on the exchange. Maybe it's not hundreds of dollars per month, but still you're not doing anything for that. You're not paying anybody for that. At any moment in time, you can delete that application and use only the available memory space which you're not using. You yourself can dedicate whatever size of memory that you want. Okay, super good. I think it's much more understandable for everyone why we need DexPoint and how it works and how it can help the ecosystem in general so that it can work more stably. Here, it's super easy. Just use that available memory space on your cell phone for your benefit, because you will be credited tokens from the exchange. Some people have already withdrawn some tokens and have seen how it works. Very good. So it's all available. You can download it, you can install it and start using it. You're welcome to do that. I've seen one question. So going back to the slide about the date, that here's a mistake on the slide. There are two different events. First event is for December, where tickets will be sold for December for each day. So the low price for the tickets for that event is extended until November 1st. So the low prices for event tickets are extended until November 1st, but the low price for the tickets for Huracan, $50, will be extended to December 1st by one more month. So everything is correct there. Okay, and there is one more slide. Let's talk about this. It's about Huracan Tap, Huracan Tap version 2.0. It's going to be an answer because I saw somebody's comment here. Let me scroll back to that. I saw it someplace. Here it is. Alexei, what is more profitable, to invest into buying tickets? Oh, I'm sorry. Because the price of the ticket is $50 and to invest in tickets is something strange. Or to buy one more Dex note. How many zeros will be cut off from points? Have you calculated that you're buying tickets for 3 months and then get nothing? Okay, I'll take it one at a time. And it is related to Huracan Tap version 2.0. First important thing, all the tickets that you buy, by default, they cannot be nothing, because live, right from the stage, we're going to have a giveaway of 71 prizes. The 70 prizes and one Huracan car. Somebody will collect it for sure. Another thing, about 3 months tapping, and then it turns out to be worthless. It's not going to be worthless for sure. And to do it to make it more fun, we're changing the strategy somewhat. Let's talk about Huracan. It was our experience when we outsourced third-party team to develop this service, because in order to save time of our program developers and not to overload them with additional tasks, because we thought that it was quite a simple assignment to make a Telegram-based application to test blockchain. We collected yesterday the source code of Huracan, and to be honest, we are fully rewriting it now. because our expectations were not justified. Let's put it this way. I think that within about 2 weeks, we're going to finish our work on Huracan update, and we're going to change the full algorithm. Everything is going to be different in Huracan tab. What to do? What should do those people who have already tapped certain number of tokens? What else should they do? First thing, we are changing the logic of the game. I don't like in the logic of the game that I need to spend so much time to tap the screen doing some silly action. I think it's not relevant anymore. Instead, we have developed a new mechanics, and as of yesterday, we start to integrate it into the game, where you enter once a day, push the car forward, and it moves on. The only thing you need to do is to enter it and just collect constantly tokens from blockchain. We're limiting the withdrawal by 1,000 tokens per transaction, and within 24 hours, since you tap the car and it rides on every second, you get points, and you can enter, and as soon as you get 1,000 points, you can withdraw it. 1,000 points credited, we withdraw it. You can withdraw less, but you cannot withdraw more. If throughout the day you have 10,000 points, you'll be able to withdraw it by 10 transactions and not by one transaction. Moreover, if within 24 hours, since the pushing of the car and it moves on and starts crediting you with tokens, you didn't enter the application and didn't withdraw tokens, with the expiration of 24 hours, it will disappear. The tokens will disappear. So you need to enter it at least once a day to tap the screen. It will first launch the game to credit you with tokens. Second thing, it will allow you to constantly withdraw tokens into the blockchain. It will increase for us the number of transactions in blockchain, and we'll be able to fully test it. What can we see now? We see that about 100,000 users in Huracan tab and just 7,000 transactions in blockchain. It's not enough for us to test it. I want to have 70,000, 100,000 transactions per day, maybe 1 million transactions per day. So I need your help. The more transactions you do within a day, the more pressure we put on blockchain, and the better it will be tested. Next, in Huracan, we found a significant number of vulnerabilities which our users capitalized on, like for instance, how to tap 21 billion points within one day. In fact, it can be done, and many people were writing that some people jumped up in their rating like this, and we were using a test group who were charged to jailbreak Huracan. So it was like crash test. And that crash test showed that you don't need to be a strong program developer to draw yourself big number of tokens. That is why, what are we going to do? About in 1 week's time, a week and a half maybe, we're going to relaunch blockchain. We're going to increase the performance of block generation. It can be done only with the relaunch or reboot. Now each block takes about 3 seconds to be generated. We want to increase it to 1 second and increase the generation of a block, or increase the speed threefold. For that, we need to reboot blockchain. And eventually, I guess everything will fall back in place. We'll reboot Huracan tab with new logic. We'll reboot blockchain to increase the speed of generation of blocks. But another important thing to understand, after the reboot of the blockchain, the old coins become irrelevant. But what can we promise to do? After the relaunch of blockchain, everybody's wallets, which will announce will happen a few days before that, so you can prepare yourself. All the new and old wallets, absolutely all wallets that you have in our blockchain, by default will receive a bonus. On your account, you will receive those points which you tapped, and you will get them in an amount even bigger than you could really physically tap, even if you were sitting in this game since day one and tapping it. We will credit all these tokens to you. And after that, the Huracan tap will continue acting like originally planned to generate more pressure for the blockchain. What will happen upon the completion of testing? Who will get how much, and so on? I will be able to tell you that closer to the results of this test. I will explain why. To test Huracan tap, we have no limits in emission. If we're talking about Dexnet token, for instance, our emission is limited to 3 billion tokens, but DMC emission in test format is not limited, and the generator of this points or coins is Huracan tap. And how many people will generate how many tokens, we don't know, and we'll be able to know that only closer to December 15th. It is quite possible, but altogether people will tap, I don't know, trillions of those tokens, and only understanding at the end how many, not tokens, I'm sorry, coins, how many coins will be tapped eventually, we'll understand, well, which will be the proportion. Closer to December 15th, we'll understand how many tokens will be allocated for that. If I tell you now, for instance, that will be, say, 100,000 tokens or 1 million tokens. So the more points you will tap in Huracan tap, the lower will be the proportion. I will understand maybe that this proportion is so absurd and senseless that it makes sense to have it. So maybe it makes sense to do something else, like, for instance, to give an opportunity or allocate more tokens to increase the proportion, or allow you to exchange these points for something else, like services. I'm just fantasizing and imagining things now. Closer to December 15th, we'll have a general understanding what to do with that. There are some points that we can rely on. There is an understanding, for instance, that if we have so many tokens, then we can offer this. If we have so many tokens, then we can offer this. It's very important here to keep a balance, to make sure that by the results of the test, we don't spill over to the market so many tokens to put too much pressure on the price, but at the same time to provide a great value to the testers, so that there are no memes later on from one of the famous step game that was recently listed and announced the price of its token, and there are a lot of memes in the internet. I've been tapping this game for half a year and I won't get anything. You won't get anything. Not even thank you. Not even thank you. So I don't want to put too much pressure on the price of the token with this game either. And closer to December 15th, we'll understand how many testers we have, who was testing, who tried not to test it, but to outsmart the system, because we see all of it. We are not prohibiting you to do this because we need more pressure on blockchain. Please put as much pressure as you can on this. Let's make 1 million transactions per day. I want to see how it will behave. Okay, now, I hope I have answered this question. Yes, I think it was quite clear. Okay, guys, how do you like this news that whoever will bear with us will get an additional bonus from Huracan tap? So whatever is being done is done for the better, always. So this is also a great lesson for us. We realize what needs to be improved. And it's also a very good thing for us to have a better understanding how to behave in future. And for you, this is not to be senseless. Everybody who was tapping this game, who is going to tap it in future, will get very good bonus to what you already have, because we're going to release an update soon. So bear with us and you'll have everything. There was a question, will there be tickets after the update? Yes, you'll have your tickets in the Huracan tap even after the update. Yes, you'll have your tickets. You will be credited your points in very sizable amount, right, in blockchain. To those people who are tapping it and who have wallets, don't worry about that. Somebody's writing here, and somebody was really honest in doing their best. Those people who are honest and doing their best will get much more. There's a matter of course, end result, whoever is doing everything honestly and doing the best always get there with. And those people who are trying to outsmart others, they are caught up with karma. Causal dependency is always there. It doesn't matter whether you knew about that or didn't know. So those people who are honest with this game, take my word for it, you're going to be great. How to buy a ticket? It depends on what kind of ticket you're talking about. If you want to buy a ticket for the event, go to event.dexnet.one. And if you want to buy Huracan giveaway ticket in the actual Huracan tab application, you can buy the ticket. Yes, thank you. Nikolai is asking question. If everything is moved to DexSafe, guys, if something is in DexSafe, it doesn't mean that your tokens and the coins are in DexSafe. They're in blockchain on your wallet. The only difference is DexSafe is like it's like a suite which allows you to connect yourself to your deposit box in DexSafe. So when the blockchain is going to be rebooted, it doesn't matter whether it is going to be coins or tokens, what do you call it in Telegram, everything is going to be run down to zero. And that's your question. Answer to your question, whether it is safe to keep USDTs or Ether. If the blockchain is going to be rebooted, everything is going to be reset to zero. But with Dex chain, it's much more interesting because we're deploying it on small, low-power Dex node, which will not belong to us, but will belong to you. Whoever is a Dex node owner as of then, as soon as you boot the Dex node, you own it. So to reboot that blockchain, I know it's impossible to do, to ask all the validators to switch off their Dex nodes to do something about. It's quite a strange story, I guess. It's yet another advantage of this technology. Now, all blockchain is deployed on the 3 Dex nodes that we own, so we can reboot it, reset it, whatever we want to do with that. But as soon as it's going to be deployed on validators' Dex nodes, that's it. We are out of control as of then. And we're planning to do that on December 15th. We see that we can now increase, or rather really decrease the number of seconds for generation of block from 3 seconds to 1 second. We want to do this update and test it a bit while we still have time for that. Okay, very good. Not a question, but Dmitry has written here, I don't need a bonus, I'm a validator. I'm prepared to tap it for blockchain like this because I understand why we need that. So if we had more people like you, Dmitry, people like Dmitry, they're very conscientious people, and whoever will go to our event in Dubai will be also conscientious. Now, Huracan Tap will be compared to thousands of other tap games, and nobody will be able to tell the difference. They won't be able to tell the difference because they don't understand the depth of this. Or, for instance, many people buy Dex nodes is exclusively to generate tokens. It also is possible, but you know what? It's like to buy bagfuls of raw potatoes and bring it from the market in Huracan Tap. Can you do that? You can do this, but it's not what Huracan car was designed for. And people who will see it will be crying with pity seeing those dirty bagfuls of potato put on white-colored leather seats, right? And unfortunately, that's true. That's the attitude of some people, because to understand better, you need to sit behind the wheel of that Huracan car. What kind of potato? I'm not going to let even members of my family if they will be not properly dressed, because they're going to spoil it. And the same is true about Dexnet. People who are talking to us in person, they understand the depth. People who come to our office in Dubai, they understand the depth of what we do, because it's impossible to lie when we look into each other's eyes. Now people can understand your vibes, and whenever you talk to somebody in person, you look into their eyes. Trust me, you can always tell whether a person is lying or not. Earlier, it was possible to deceive and outsmart people. Now people can read other people. People understand people because we're all adults. We've had our past experience, and you can feel the truthfulness of information by these vibes. Show your signs, those people who understand what I'm talking about. And you understand how serious we are. And we haven't even started yet. Some people are concerned that there are less tokens in blocks, so to buy a DEX node is no longer interesting. But people talking to us in person, they understand it hasn't really started yet. It's going to start in future. People who have been to the grand opening of the company, they understand how serious it is. Those people who fly to Dubai to attend the anniversary will understand it's even more serious than they thought, that it's created at a totally different level, at a totally different scale, not how we are used to things like that. Okay, now it's a totally different league. Aygul, if I'm tapping it on a number of cell phones but putting it on a single DEX safe. Okay, whatever we are interested in is as many transactions as you do. Please withdraw every point, do 10,000 transactions per day. We'll be very grateful to you for that. There will be no result if in testnet we do it by 5,000 transactions per day or 7,000 transactions per day. It's nothing. 7,000 transactions per day, it's the peak of load was 1,700 transactions per second when we activated withdrawals for everybody, and that's put some pressure on blockchain. We ate up 1,700 transactions per second easily. It's not enough for our powerful blockchain. Let's try to achieve 1 million transactions per day. That would be an interesting test. Then our 3 DEX nodes will be sweating over. Maybe we'll have to even contact the 4th, 5th, 6th DEX node and test our validated DEX node. Let's create such big load and pressure on our DEX nodes. Okay, guys, another question, same question. If a person owns 2 accounts, 2 cell phones, he's tapping and is withdrawing only on one wallet, and then there will be airdrop only on the wallet, not on the account, but on the wallet itself, right? Yes, the airdrop will be on the wallet, because that was the question. People were curious. For instance, a person owns cell phones, he's tapping everybody, but he's withdrawing it on one account only. Yes, but the airdrop is going to be credited only on one wallet. If we speak about the airdrop that we're going to do with the launch of Hurricane Tap version 2.0 with the rebooting of blockchain and improvement of the speed of block generation, yes, we'll credit it to wallets, because if we decide to credit it to the Hurricane Tap accounts, an important thing, if throughout 24 days you did not collect tokens that you were credited in 24 hours, they will burn. So not to let you down when you have been credited tokens and everything is great, but we have limit of 1,000 per transaction, and you will have to do 1 transaction every second, and you won't be able to do it within 24 hours. It won't be fair from our side. Another question. Tell us, please, will there be a possibility to use CryptoCard for Android, just like for iPhone? Yes. Okay, let's talk about this. To be honest, I don't like how we did it in DexSafe. We have united in a single application total decentralization with the semi-decentralized or half-centralized thing. The use of banking card is an element of centralization already, because when you transfer your USDT or Dexnet tokens to our card, this money goes to the bank, and your card has already fiat dollars, not cryptocurrency, and that I'm not really comfortable with this mechanism because seemingly this is a totally decentralized application, but it has fiat currency, and fiat is already centralization of certain sort. So in future, there are plans to disunite or decouple card solutions from DexSafe. But at the same time, we opened yet another company in another jurisdiction to work directly with a bank and integrate 2 more cards there. And those cards will have Apple Pay and Google Pay coverage. And there will be cards both without KYC and with KYC, because the cards without KYC have limited number of merchants that work with them. You cannot block an amount without the card with KYC. For instance, when you come to a gas station, absolutely all gas stations work on this principle. They do not write off the amount from your card. They block this amount. This algorithm has been introduced to first block certain amount on the card, go and fill up your tank, and you fill up less than is blocked on your card, and the less amount is credited. But on the cards without KYC, it is impossible to block this amount. They can only write off this amount. So our card won't work on the gas stations all over the world. Also with a number of other merchants who block this amount. So additionally, we connect other cards, and additionally, we connect cards with simple verification, which will allow you to use this card anyway, even with those merchants who do not write off the full amount, but block it for a day or a few hours. That is why the answer to your question is yes, we'll have a few more cards, but it will be organized in yet additional application that will be working with the cards only. Another person is writing, the first transaction with crypto card was on the gas station, Montreal, Canada. Anastasia, please write, was it successful or not? In theory, it should be unsuccessful. But maybe Canada works differently. There was another question. I'm already starting to reveal secrets. Okay, give us a question. Don't reveal all the secrets. Okay, guys, if 1,000 people will create 1 million transactions per day, will it kill the blockchain? No, it won't kill it, but it's going to blow it up, and breaking it, it seems, will be more than happy. We'll add more DEX nodes to that. I want this test. Even if you kill blockchain, okay, we'll understand that, say, 3 or 5 DEX nodes cannot withstand 1 million transactions per day. And we'll understand that 3 DEX nodes can sustain this kind of number of transactions as soon as we put enough pressure on our DEX nodes by 100%. I will write about it in my internet Telegram channel. I will say that, okay, it's 10,000 transactions. We need to connect additional DEX nodes. It'll be fun. Can we transfer points from one wallet to another? You mean tapped points from Huracan Tap? No. While there are still points, you cannot transfer them. As soon as you send them to your wallet, they become cryptocurrency, a coin of our blockchain. And here you can transfer it to any other cryptocurrency wallet in Huracan Tap if you want to. So the answer is yes. If you first transfer it to your wallet in Huracan Tap, then you can transfer it to another wallet. Dex Mobile, Russia. Are you planning to cover that region? I think it makes no sense to do it separately for countries. The same application will cover all the countries. Actually, I didn't understand the question. Dex Mobile Russia without other regions. Are you planning to have Dex Mobile only for Russia? It makes no sense. Okay, how does Dex Mobile work? We buy traffic from wholesalers. Wholesalers, as a rule, are major mobile telecom operators, which on the different brands create competition with each other. It's like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. For many people, it will be news, but it's all one corporation, in fact. Whoever of you have seen an advertisement when a little kid is dropping a coin to buy a Pepsi, stands higher to buy a can of Coke and then starts drinking it. So he is not tall enough to buy Coke right now. So he first bought a Pepsi can, puts it under his foot, stands on it, and buy Coke. It's all manipulation with your buyer's consciousness. And the best option is when there is a competition artificially created on the market within the same corporation, seemingly different companies, but in fact, all the money is going to the same account. And the users competing with each other are choosing either Pepsi or Coca-Cola, not even thinking that there is something else, because that's how competition is created. And that's how huge number of companies work all over the world. The same is true about mobile operators, mobile telecom companies. There is one huge telecom conglomerate which creates a lot of small competitors, and seemingly, but still all the money is going to the same cash registry. And so we're buying traffic from the major providers. There is international traffic with the global coverage, which is most expensive. There is some continental coverage, which covers continents. There is national traffic within one country, and it's less expensive, of course. So if, for instance, Dex Mobile were limited only to a national traffic on a single country, and there are many other countries, of course, who will tell us we also want to have separate applications, but it makes no sense to develop separate applications for different countries. And like, for instance, if you're today in Russia and tomorrow you fly to the UK, you don't need to download different applications. You can use the same SIM card flying there if your coverage includes the UK region. Okay, next. When will it be possible to change password in the personal cabinet Dexnet? You promised 2 months ago. It is our security. Thank you, Dexnet. Yes, we'll do this. Thank you for the reminder. We don't forget. In fact, technically speaking, it's quite a simple function. But to switch over to that, we need to take our heads out of much more global challenges that we are facing and then put it back in there. It will be longer than changing the password. So on Dexnet.1, we are having a global work and project. We're going to update the full personal cabinet because we're adding new functions for validators. We're adding expanded functionality for Dex node management. There will be additional functions that will be revealed on December 15th. Okay, and there we're going to add the function with the password change and two-factor authorization and change of the address of the wallet for the withdrawal, because we haven't started the smart contract yet, but we sometimes see how people are writing to our tech support, please change the wallet because the exchange has changed the wallet. Please don't add the exchange wallet there. No matter how many times I ask you to do that, you keep doing that. So it's better for us to add two-factor authorization so that people could change their wallets. Can we connect DexPoint to a number of this on the same email account? Don't do it too much because we have a filter when you do open too many accounts, because the filter will treat you as a farm and all your accounts will be suspended. but it's only 1, 2, 3 devices. It's okay. Will there be autonomous DEX nodes independently working from Wi-Fi routers? There will be, but I don't like such questions, because the next question will be when. That will be next generation DEX nodes, which will not be totally independent from Wi-Fi router, but they will be performing the function of Wi-Fi router. And those DEX nodes, which we already released, they do have such a function at the hardware level. But Wi-Fi router is a gadget which puts too much pressure on the processor. If you have too many devices connected to your Wi-Fi router and you have certain traffic going through there, like downloading a movie, look at how hot it gets, because it's quite a powerful processor installed there. So Wi-Fi router is a function which steals an important resource from our processor. So to be honest, I don't know how to do about that. On the one hand, we could have activated the Wi-Fi router function there, but on the other hand, we have only one LAN connection. If you want to connect to it, to this DEX node, additional devices, not by Wi-Fi, but by LAN, you won't be able to do so. It's already some limitation for you. Additionally, additional pressure on the processor. If you activate it as a Wi-Fi router, it will hurt the Dexnet network. So it makes more logical to launch the Wi-Fi router in the second generation DEX node, where we're studying how to behave architecturally, either to install more powerful processor and to separate its functions for Wi-Fi router and the Dexnet, will have two separate cores, one where one processor will be responsible for Dexnet functionality, another for Wi-Fi router. So we'll look at different solutions and decide which is best. Crypto cards and Dex Mobile are all cool products. Everything is working perfectly. Thank you, Alexei and Igor. So this is Anagul's feedback. Okay, Maxim Maximovich is asking next question. Alexei, tell me, please, can I connect Dexnet to power bank, and which one can you advise? It's a different story now. On the one hand, you can. On the other, we often have had situations when one person has burnt out two DEX nodes like this. There are different power banks. If you have a high quality power bank, like for instance, I'm using power banks manufactured by Anker. They're very stable. I like them. And even on my Telegram channel, I had a video where I showed how DEX node works on Wake on LAN. So this is the function that decreases the consumption of DEX node to 3 watts per hour, 2.6, 2.3, and I was feeding my DEX node with a power bank Anker, which measures the power consumption. And such power banks can be used. They're high quality and quite expensive. But if it is some kind of cheap Chinese-made power bank, there is high risk that you can burn your DEX node, because it's very important for the DEX node to have stable power supply, 5-volt power supply. Sometimes power bank with USB line can feed no matter what, very different from 5 volts. So use power banks at your risk. But if you will be using expensive power banks made by Anker, it will work perfectly. But if you use some cheap power bank, you can burn your DEX node. Will there be some physical crypto card? There will be, but later. First, we'll focus on virtual card. Yes, we have such plans to release also the physical card, and the card suppliers who we are in negotiations with, they do have physical cards, but first we want to test the functionality of virtual cards, and then we'll switch over to the physical cards. Anton has a number of questions here. Will there be a single link to all services and when? I missed the question. Can you repeat? Will there be a single link to all services? And yes, and if yes, when? Single link to all services. I don't really understand what is the question about. If you're talking about partnership link, then it is impossible, unfortunately, technically impossible. If you are talking about the possibility to look at all services, again, maybe it makes no sense now. But that's a question about the partnership program. There will be different links to different services. Different services, different links. Yes. There will be single, how do I put it? So that Igor wouldn't say that I reveal secrets. There will be a single mechanism, let's put it this way. A single mechanism, unified mechanism that will allow, yes, through marketing companies to get bonuses for the referrals of all the services that we have now on offer. Yes, that will have, but it's not a single link or anything. In Huracan, I don't see my referrals, so I don't get credits from my first line. So how can I promote company through my social media, not to break any rules? Please wait for the release of the second version of Huracan Tap, and all the bugs will be solved and chased out there. Whatever things do not upload or load with your version will start working, will be fully operational in the next version. So please bear with us. You can, of course, try to manually fix it, but it requires some time. So please wait a bit, and then everything will be functional. You'll be able to see everybody and continue inviting others and work with the application. When the Dexnet service partnership program will become operational. I was also reading some questions on the parallel, and I mixed the question that you just read out. The question was when marketing companies are going to include services into their marketing plan. Not too soon. We need time. I don't like the question which starts with when. We have internal deadlines, of course, but they're internal, right? Yes. That's why they're called internal, because they're different from external ones. We do our best trying to do it as quickly as possible, but you see that we have our hands are full. We have updated DexPoint is in operation. We need to do that. We're working 24/7. I store all my resources in DexSafe. Yes, Jean Balat. The only request is don't import wallets from MetaMask. If all your money is stored in MetaMask and you want to import this wallet to DexSafe, I would advise you against this. It's my subjective opinion. I have no direct proofs, but I don't really trust MetaMask because among my personal friends, there were 3 cases of losing assets through MetaMask. That's why please don't import from MetaMask. Better still create new wallet in DexSafe and take a pen and paper and write down your seed phrase. Do not copy it into the buffer of the phone. Do not send it to yourself to the selected favorites in Telegram. Don't store it in your notes in digital form. Never keep it in digital form anywhere. Only pen or pencil and a piece of paper. Write it down, and then it will be safe for you. If you copy this seed phrase or import it or do something else with that. At the previous AMA session, I told about the basic security rules of how to work with cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And there I mentioned that if you want to store all your assets on DexSafe, buy for that separate cell phone. Don't install any other applications there aside from DexSafe. Now, there is a frequent story when you install some application on your smartphone. That application is not shy to ask you whether you agree if it follows your actions in other applications. And there's a button, yes, yes, yes. If you click on yes, you should never work with any cryptocurrencies on that cell phone. Or if you work with them, doesn't matter which wallet to use, DexSafe or others. Remember that on smartphone, you have an application installed, which without any control, you do not control that application, what it's doing with other applications. Quite possible that it is entering your cryptocurrency wallets, or that when you copy seed phrase to the exchange or to the cash exchange to install it somewhere, when you copy it, such application can read it out. The application which you allowed to see what you're doing with other applications. The loss of your seed phrase is the loss of control over your assets. So if you want to store in DexSafe all your assets, please buy an old, inexpensive, better still, Apple cell phone on iOS. For $100, you can buy an old version, reboot it completely, reinstall the connected to Apple ID, everything from scratch, and install no other applications with the exception of DexSafe. Transfer your assets there, not copy them, but transfer them there. And with your cell phone that you are using every day, keep the amount of cryptocurrency which you won't miss that much if you lose it, because you can lose it because of different reasons. It's not a matter of whether I'm certain or not certain about DexSafe. I'm 1,000% sure about DexSafe because I know how the algorithms work there. But what I'm not sure about is other applications that you install on your smartphone. I'm not sure about other people who can in whose hands your phone might fall. So please act like I told you to act. Okay, we can have 6 more minutes to take a few more questions. Okay, let's take it from the bottom. 3 questions from the bottom and answer them. Can you please read them out? Alexei, you were saying these 3 last questions. Yes. Alexei, you were saying that it's best to have DexSafe on a separate cell phone. Just your answer now. And the new card should be installed on the by creating a new email account for that. Ideally, yes. Ideally, yes. New email account, because email accounts can also be stolen from you, especially if you use the same password for your email account on some other service. Just one example. In the internet, there are all sorts of services which are stealing logins and passwords. For instance, you are registered on some site, and that site already is a phishing site. Not even phishing site, but its ultimate purpose is to steal your login and password. What does that site do? You're registered there. You mention your email and your password there. And often people use the same password for everything, for same password for email, same password for the service where you mention your email in, use the same password. And what do those sites do then? They just scan your email for the possibility to enter it with the password that you mentioned. And often there are situations when it coincides, and then people lose access to their email account. So if you're using for some financial purposes or cryptocurrency transactions, if you create that separate email, don't register it anywhere else, because if you understand that the loss of your email account can lead to significant losses. Adolf is back. And change the place of residence, right? He's asking. The person is subscribed himself as Adolf is back. That's what he calls himself. Okay. Will there be function of flexible management of tariffs in Dex Mobile, like for the pause periods? It's a good question. Yes, it's a good question. To be honest, no, we're not working on that. But if there is a need for that, why not? Why not at least we can put it into our checklist. Yes, we can put it into our checklist. And revisit it later. Will it restore the updated DexPoint, or it's automatically updated? Because I installed it recently and I see that the version is the old one. You can deinstall the old DexPoint and reinstall the new one. Especially it's relevant for Android, because in Android you have APK file. At least before that there was APK file, because we were not allowed to upload it to download it from Play Market. Now we are on the Play Market, and the new application from the Play Market will be downloaded to your phone. So it's better to deinstall the old one. First, authorize yourself with the same email account, because there are cases when people forget their old email account. They authorize with a new email account and then write to the tech support that you stole my tokens, return them to me. And we see that on that email, there were never any tokens before, according to our database. So it's important to use the same email account. Sometimes it sounds self-evident, but sometimes people forget such things. It's life. Okay, the last question. Hello, I just paid for the Dex node. I paid for the Dex node, but after some time, my status has changed to pay for the order, but the amount is now different, 130 USDT. Why so? This is the delivery price. If you want it delivered, 130 is the delivery price from dealership centers. Yes, guys, for those people who are not aware, we have official offices, official partners as logistical centers in different countries, and you can, through that logistical center, collect your Dex node. But the price of delivery in that logistical center is 130 USDT. Where this rate comes from? First, these logistical centers work fully legitimately. So whenever a new batch of Dex nodes is coming to the country, they have to pay some customs duties and VAT. It can differ from different countries, and eventually there can be different prices of delivery. But the main advantage is when you collect it from the dealership center, the official logistical dealership center, then you don't need to wait long. The delivery within one country. Usually it takes a few days tops, quite quickly. Maybe a bit longer in Europe. It might take a week. Otherwise, it's quite quickly. That's where this 130 USDT coming from. But you can choose to come to our office in Dubai and collect Dex node without paying this 130 USDT. But there is one nuance. If then you will be crossing the border with this Dex node, you will have to declare it. You will have to pay the customs duties and pay VAT, even if you will be taking only one Dex node with you. If you will be taking two Dex nodes with you, they might consider it as a commercial batch, and then it will be even more expensive. So be very careful with that. If you're flying with a single Dex node, remove the box and unpack it, and then they will think that's something not new, like your personal thing, and you can travel with your personal things all over the place. But if it is new in a box, then there might be questions that you're bringing a new stuff that you need to clear with customs. Okay, the very last one then. Pavel Vavrik is writing, in Europe it takes 3-4 days, quite quickly. Alexei, can you briefly and easily explain how Dex nodes are run from your office? Easily and briefly, it's impossible, because there are too many additional things that I need to explain. Who is managing, how we manage it? Dex nodes are connected to the Dexnet network. It's peer-to-peer technology, where each Dex node is an autonomous node connected with all other nodes, forming globalized central cloud. And each node is run both by the network itself and the individual operator who is the owner of the Dex node. So there are a lot of additional questions to that question. In Ukraine, for instance, we have very quick delivery because in Ukraine there is a new type of mailing service. It takes 2 days. We can take one more question. I see there was a question which is repeated again and again. I tried to read it many times. I suggest I read it out, and that will be the end for today. Okay, go ahead. Earlier, you said that the size of the cloud storage, of course, affects how quickly corporate clients will be connected. Considering that DexNode has a USB port, maybe it makes sense to connect to the USB port to DexNode additional memory storage or hard drive for a few terabytes. Yes, it's a very good question. A bit later, we'll come to that. As you correctly put it, there are a number of USB portals, and one of these ports is USB 3.0, which is high speed, and it's done there for a reason, because we were thinking about the function. It was installed there into its hardware. The question is that there is no need now for that because there are no clients allowed into our cloud yet. We let in only 50 people as testers. We're testing it. We see where we can improve things, and we're doing that. And generally speaking, this cloud, I wouldn't say that is enough for us. When more clients will be coming in, I will tell you for sure whether it's enough for us. But at least we consider it as a potential function in future, which would allow us to add to USB 3.0 additional modules, and this way increase Dex rate somewhat. But we'll be able to do that only when we'll realize that we have reached the limits of our cloud storage. But that function is part of our hardware already. That's it, I guess, right? We're going to wrap it up. And there was, again, the very last question. Okay, very last question. Sometimes Dex nodes are shown that they're offline, although all my old Dex nodes are connected. Why does it happen? I don't know whether to tell or not. I don't know. Now everything works. Yes, there are a few Dex nodes which find a way out of Russia to Dexnet. Most of them have found a way to Dexnet network, but some people are still experiencing these difficulties. There are just a dozen Dex nodes left like that, and they're going to find a way to Dexnet. David now understands what I'm talking about. Thank you, David, not forcing me to declare officially what kind of things are happening in the world now. Okay, guys, thank you. We're not going to torture Alexei any further. Let's wrap it up for today. I would like to thank everyone for being with us today, for bearing with us, for listening to the latest news. Thank you, Alexei, for your participation. Thank you for your answers. All others from the team are thanked for your participation and your assistance. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Igor. Thank you, Nikolai, for the great interpretation, because we received very good feedback from our users. Okay, hugs and kisses to all. Bye-bye.